Hey everybody, I'm Rob Freeman and welcome back to Securing the Built Environment. This is episode 161, and in this video we're going to be talking about examples of social engineering scams. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button below, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel at the link below the video. Social engineering is becoming a huge problem. It's a multi-billion-dollar a year industry for criminals that rely on it. Basically, what social engineering does is it preys on our emotions by appealing to our feelings of curiosity or fear or urgency or authority to get us to act in some way where we are going to engage with the message or the communication that we receive from the criminal. And it's a huge problem for businesses. I can tell you, as an insurance broker, I encounter this all the time for clients that I talk to who need to have cyber liability insurance because they're being bombarded 24 hours a day by criminals that want them to act, to click on text messages or emails or respond to voicemails that come in. And there are all sorts of sophisticated strategies that criminals will use to try to get you to act in some way or another. So we're going to go through some examples of social engineering scams in this video. And I'm going to be walking through an article on social engineering scams on robfreeman.com that you can go visit. And so let's get started. So the first one that you probably heard of is just called phishing. Phishing is a type of social engineering scam where someone will send an email that looks coming from a brand that you know or trust, but it's not coming from the brand. It's from a criminal, and they're just faking the brand. Maybe it's Apple or Dropbox or Microsoft. Actually, somewhere I'd heard a statistic that over 40% of all of the phishing emails have some sort of Microsoft related branding on them. And so you need to be very, very careful of that. Spear phishing is a more targeted type of social engineering scam where they're going after a specific person as opposed to just a shotgun approach where they're sending these messages off to everybody and just hoping something sticks. Spear phishing, they're doing a lot of research ahead of time about a person, a specific individual, usually somebody with access to sensitive financial records or other information within a company. And they may, spend time on social media, use services like LinkedIn or other information services, information brokers, where they're getting information about individuals and sending targeted information in emails and communications to this person in order to get them to respond. Vishing or voice phishing is a type of phishing where you get inbound voicemails, or maybe an artificial intelligence bot is calling you and leaving voice messages like, "Hey, it's Jim. I'm just calling you back about that funding that you requested. You've been approved, and we want you to just give us a call back at, this number." And that's an example of voice phishing. I know I've gotten those types of messages, and they sound like they know you. It sounds very casual, like, "We're just giving you a call back. Sorry, I missed you, but here's, the update on your loan or your package that's supposed to be delivered," that type of thing. Smishing or SMS phishing is another one. These are increasingly common because text messages have a much higher open rate than email. And so criminals are using these messages and they're just sending them out to everybody. I mean, everyone's getting these. And some examples in the article that I linked to here are a couple that I received. This one says, "Hey coach, this is Sophia. Sarah gave me your number for golf lessons. I'd love to get started soon. Would tomorrow be convenient?" And, it's obviously not somebody that I know, or it's not coming to the right person, but they're just hoping that you are going to say, "Oh, I'm not this person, but hey, who are you trying to reach?" or something like that. Don't engage with these types of things. Another one where Apple actually offered me the ability to add this person as a contact. "Hey, Anna, this is Amelia. My dog has some redness around his neck. What's time would be convenient for you this afternoon? I'd like to schedule a checkup." And, this is obviously maybe preying on dog lovers. Maybe they know that you have a dog and they're hoping that you're going to react to somebody who has a dog that is in trouble or something. Anyway, these are just coming from bots and they're sending them out to everybody. Don't respond to them. It's a huge problem. Billions of dollars a year being spent, lost rather, I should say, by people who are falling for these things. These are another type of text messages called pretexting, where somebody is sending you some sort of a story that you are going to fall for, and then they're going to ask for help. And they're trying to warm up to you or get you to warm up to them so that they can ask you for something. Baiting is a type of offer that's made where, someone is offering you a prize or something of value in exchange for you providing them with information, or clicking on something on a legitimate or an illegitimate fake website. In the news recently was something where the US government had confiscated some money from a pig butchering scam over in Cambodia. It was $15 billion in assets and proceeds that were secured from this nationwide or global crime ring where they were doing what's called pig butchering, which is they're mostly romance scams where somebody will again create a relationship with you and then ask you for money, and they're not a real person, or they're posing as somebody, pretending to be someone, and they are really just doing this to create a relationship with you and then ultimately ask you for money. And that's what they call pig butchering. A SIM swap is something that I've talked about in several examples before in other videos, where this is a type of social engineering on your mobile phone carrier, and the criminal is pretending to be you, and then getting your mobile phone carrier to switch your SIM card in your mobile phone over to a SIM card that they control. And that basically gives them access to all your text messages, your security, your two-factor authentication messages, and it gives them access to your phone number. And that can be a nightmare because you no longer have access to your phone number, and you are not getting the text messages that are being sent to you for any two-factor authentication where you're using SMS. QR code phishing is a type of situation where you are scanning a QR code that's been replaced. So if you look in a store, you might see a QR code for a brand, and you kind of need to look at the advertisement and the printout of that QR code before you scan anything, and look to see if there's like a sticker sitting over the QR code, because it could be that someone just came by, slapped a malicious QR code on that advertisement or on that marketing message, and your browser is going to go to the malicious website and not to the real website. That happens very often as well. And then deep fakes are something that's becoming more and more of a problem. There was just last year, there was an employee who was scammed out of apparently $25 million, according to CNN, after thinking that he was having a phone call with the CFO of his company, when it was really just a deep fake, meaning it was a faked video and voice audio of the person that he thought he was talking to. In the article, I go into another type of social engineering scam called funds transfer fraud, and I give an example of what that looks like and how that can happen to businesses today. Basically, it's a type of fraud where somebody is posing as someone within a company, and they get access to certain company information, such as what invoices look like, what banks the companies use, and then they will send a message to another company, a partner, a client, a customer, and when that customer needs to send them money, they will send them the wrong information, where the money is going to them instead of to the company that's owed the money. And you can provide an example in the article of this type of thing and how it happens. And then what you can do about this, any type of social engineering scam, is you can look into, for your business, you can look into what's called cyber liability insurance, which will protect you if you are covered for social engineering. And you need to make sure that your policy actually covers social engineering, and then obviously customize your policy according to whatever your needs are. the limits and deductibles and things like that. But I can tell you that many insurance policies, whether it's just in providing helpful information and warning or awareness about cyber risk, will have the word cyber in it. But if the policy itself doesn't actually call for coverage for social engineering, you could not have any coverage, even if you have something like a crime policy. If you have a crime policy, you might be covered for funds transfer fraud, but if there's no social engineering coverage in there, if you send the money deliberately, you might not have any coverage, even if it was stolen from you because you were tricked. So talk to your insurance broker about that, or reach out to me at the link below the article, and you can schedule an appointment with me and I'll go through your insurance for you. So just some key takeaways on social engineering scams here. This is a massive multi-billion-dollar a year problem. Criminals are sophisticated and organized, and social engineering scams, such as the ones here, have never been easier or cheaper for criminals to send out to you. So luckily, cyber liability insurance is still relatively affordable, but in the meantime, maybe you just want to make your employees more aware, you just want to be aware. And so 3 things to do today, you just have to do whenever you get an inbound or unexpected, unsolicited message from anybody, whether it's on voicemail, email, text, or even on video, is to question it and consider any inbound communication or requests, especially about business accounts or requesting information or that have security implications. Just consider them suspect right off the bat. Verify everything. Make sure that anything with respect to payment instructions or requests for changes that arrive unsolicited again, or even for somebody you think you know, double check those, and then educate your team about the risks associated with social engineering scams. That's it. Thanks again for watching. If you have questions about any of this stuff, feel free to schedule an appointment with me at the link below. And thanks again for watching, and hope you found this useful, and have a great day.